I'm going to share with you how I went from this physique to this physique in about a year and a half and how I'm going to improve my physique over the next 2 years. Hey everyone, my name is Nobu, and over the past 9 years, I've been a competitive and recreational runner. I love running, but there came a lot of downsides with that. One of that being a lot of weight loss. I'm about 5'10", and at one point I was about 115 pounds, super skinny, as you see in this photo or video, whatever I insert there. And with that came I had a lot of confidence as a runner because I was so ingrained in it, but it became an obsession, and I became obsessed with dieting and losing weight and maintaining a slim figure. Over time, I realized that that's not what I wanted anymore, and it was really difficult to stop running because it had defined a lot of who I was. And eventually, I just forced myself to stop for a month. This was about 2 years ago, and in that month, I decided to weightlift, something that I had barely ever done before, and I was so weak. I lost a lot of muscle, especially in my chest, my arms, my calves, everywhere basically. Um, I had been running over 60 miles a week at one point while being a student here at school. And one of the biggest issues was not eating enough food, especially protein and actually everything. I just didn't eat enough. And so I suffered from malnutrition, and I was not in a really good place. But I love sports. I played basketball, soccer, football here at school, just intramurals, and I could still move. Like I'm pretty athletic, and I never lost that, but my body wasn't as strong and powerful as I wanted it to be. And so about 2 years ago, I decided, hey, I need to actually pivot and gain some muscle strength. And so I started weightlifting. I first squatted 95 pounds. At that time, I had been about probably at 125 pounds at that point. And in about a year and a half, I got to 200 pounds of squatting. And so I was really happy with that. The hardest issue for me, though, has been gaining that weight. um, it's been so difficult because I had been malnutritioned. Something that you might notice from really skinny individuals who try to gain weight is a lot of facial bloating. I experienced so much facial bloating, and it was so difficult. I still feel like I suffer from a little bit. I shouldn't say suffer. I'm in a way better place, but I really want to improve that. And so, with my brother, he challenged me to create two over two. My brother challenged me to create over 104 vlogs the next 2 years, and in that time, I also want to improve my physique, peak physique. And so, sorry, I have a whole plan right here. Um, and it's got everything that I am planning on doing. Oh, something you'll notice about me is I don't think I'm like typical gym bros or anything like that. I really just enjoy fitness, and I'm doing this not to boost my ego or anything, but because I really enjoy improving myself, and is physically is one of my favorite ways. And so I'm pretty chill. I'm super big into systems and habits. I think without a system, without specific intent, your goals are gonna fizzle out. And so I've created my 730 days peak physique challenge. And in that, it's gonna be carried out in phases. So it's not gonna be the same formula for 730 days straight, but it's gonna go out in phases. So if you've ever heard of 75-day hard, that's something my brother did here. And my brother's super fit, super strong, and he's actually kind of like my coach trainer and all of this. I'm kind of doing like a 75-day trial, seeing if my formula that I'm gonna go over is effective, and if it's not, I'm gonna pivot. The first chapter that I want to go over with you within this system is the overarching goals. So I wrote down 4 overarching goals, and there's actually a 5th one that I want to go over. The first one is to maintain my leanness. Second is to have muscle growth or be more muscular. Third is being functional. I really want to be able to just do everyday movements, not be excessive, not have joint pain or things like that, go overweight, overdo it in terms of weight and things like that. And the fourth is keeping my endurance. I still really enjoy sports, and I always love not running out of gas when other people are suffering. I really, really love the endurance part. And the fifth part, kind of the extra overarching goal, is just to inspire others. The whole reason I'm doing this YouTube thing and my digital journal is to be an example to others. I'm a really simple person. I'm not special in any way, but I believe with these systems and building different habits, we can develop ourselves into our true uh, into reaching our potential. That leads to the next chapter, which is breaking these overarching goals into specific goals. I've come from 120 pounds to about 145 pounds over the past 2 years. And so I want to get to about 155 pounds, but with that, there's a catch. I want to do a body recomp where I'm able to grow my muscles. I'll show you my physique in a second, but visually, I just want to have, really being specific, I want to have larger arms, a bigger chest, and bigger calves. That's definitely what was lost during my many years of running. I ran anywhere from the 5K to the marathon, so I was really, really lean. I couldn't carry a lot of extra mass or muscle. And so those are the things that I want to really build. This next chapter is the how. This is the most important part, or the standards of excellence. Basically, the different things that I'm going to try and do each day, the very specific things that I'm going to try and do. The first is the actual working out part. So for me, this isn't super difficult. Because of running, one of the biggest blessings out of running is that I'm super dedicated, waking up early, completing my workouts, and so now I kind of have to transition that over to working out. So I'm going to work out 6 days a week. I'm going to do a combination of weightlifting and body weight training. And because I am choosing this route, because I look at kind of the models that I'm following, which is martial artists like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. They're all very lean, but they also have a good amount of muscle. They're very functional, obviously, and they also do a lot of stretching, which is something that I want to get into. But underneath body weightlifting, or body weight exercises and weightlifting, 6 days a week, one of those days is going to be dedicated to conditioning, but not typical running. I like to row, I like to do the bike, and I like to do other cardio-based exercises, jumping jacks, things like that, and a little bit of running and sprinting, of course. Oh, and sports. The other days are going to be dedicated to 2 days of legs, 2 days of upper body, and in another video, I'll probably break down all of my workouts, and one day dedicated to body weight, kind of just overall. And I really like to use body weight as finishers. I really like high rep and weight just under what I can max out. That way I can really focus on mind muscle connection, which is something that I lost during years of running. For the longest time, I could barely feel my calf. My calf wouldn't flex, and I've really had to work hard to gain that back. And recently, in the past few months, I've been able to actually build the calf and restructure it. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about that. And over the next 2 years, I think it'll just get bigger and bigger. The second thing is nutrition and hydration. So one of the biggest things that I've been missing over the past few years is protein, and so I'm gonna try and emphasize a higher intake of that while also eating 3 balanced meals. I don't want to overdo it. Uh, you'll see that I've tried bulking a little bit, and it's not very. Uh, I just don't like it that much, and so I'm gonna kind of do like a very lean, calculated bulk, where I gain again that about that 10 pounds, but I hope to do it in a way where most of it is muscle. And I'll also be using protein and creatine as well. On top of that, I'm gonna strive for about 100 ounces of water daily. My water bottle is about 32 ounces, so I'm gonna drink about 3 to 4 of those each day. And then last is sleep. Because I'm a student and have a very huge workload, both of school and work, and being recently married, I am trying to emphasize sleep. Usually get about 7 right now, but if I can get in the 7 to 8 range, that would be most ideal. So yes, phase one is going to be trying out this system using these standards of excellence and seeing where it gets me over the next 75 days. I'm really going to commit to it, and I'll try and upload progress and the different things that I'm trying and what my typical day or meal or workout looks like. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're gonna try this 70-day trial in preparation for the whole 730 days. My goals are kind of flexed. They're not as specific, but I want to see if the formula is working. And the way I'm going to do that is just through visual cues, seeing if there's a visual difference in muscle mass and fat loss. So we'll see. We'll check back in. We'll see how that goes. Fourth, and I think underrated part of my system is accountability. One of the biggest ways is just through YouTube, forcing myself, not forcing, I really enjoy this actually, but uploading my progress and the different things that I am doing and sharing that with all of you and also my family and my friends, being accountable to them, especially my wife and to my brother who directly helped me with this. I'm super excited for all of this. I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited for the progress I'm gonna be making. And ultimately, I hope it might inspire you to get moving, to go and pursue the things that you want to. Again, I'm not super talented at any of this, but I do have a huge desire to improve myself and to help others improve themselves as well. So I invite you to follow the journey. Now it's time to go and get it done. This is what we are currently at right now. What? Never been good at posing, but that's where we're at right now.